Celtics fans, you're watching Celtics Today. I am Will Scott here to preview the Eastern Conference Finals between your Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. It all gets started with Game 1 on Wednesday night, and we will be live for that game and for the entire Eastern Conference Finals, so be sure to subscribe for watch parties. It'll be me and producer Nick Roloff, who's a diehard Heat fan, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Be sure to subscribe, youtube.com/Celtics TV. Hit the subscribe link below and turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. Got an 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time tip on Wednesday between the 8th-seeded Miami Heat and the number 2 seed Boston Celtics. Now, this was the number 1 seed against the number 2 seed last year. Now it is number 8 versus number 2. The Celtics, the heavy favorites to win this series at minus 530. The Heat at plus 425 to advance to the NBA Finals for the second time in the last 4 years. The Celtics trying to get their back-to-back years. And I think coming into these playoffs, it was championship or bust for Boston. It was not looking good after Game 5 against Philly. They win Game 6 in Philly. They win Game 7 in Boston decisively to advance here to face the Heat, who took down the 1 seed Milwaukee Bucks in the first round after beating the Bulls barely just to get in to the playoffs, defeating Chicago in the play-in, and then in the Eastern Conference semifinals, they took care of business against the New York Knicks, winning that in 6 games. Taking a look at the series schedule, you got Game 1 in Boston on Wednesday, Game 2 in Boston on Friday. Then on Sunday night, you go to Miami for Game 3, May 23rd. Next Tuesday is Game 4, May 25th, back in Boston if necessary. Hopefully Celtics in 4. I doubt it, but Game 5 would be in Boston on May 25th, followed by Game 6 in Miami on the 27th. Potential Game 7 would be in Boston on May 29th. All of these game times are at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Who wins the series? Type BOS for the C's or MIA for the Heat down in the comments section. It is the Celtics and the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals for the 3rd time in the last 4 years. These have been clearly the 2 best teams, at least consistently the best teams in the Eastern Conference for the past half decade or so. Let me know who wins the series. Type BOS or type MIA. The Celtics had to win last night just to get to this round, the Eastern Conference Finals, defeating the 76ers 112-88, complete domination at TD Garden on Sunday, led by Jayson Tatum. Or should I say Jayson Tatum, who had the best performance of his career and the best Game 7 performance in NBA history, scoring 51 points. He was absolutely phenomenal for the Celtics in that game, and a lot of people were calling Jayson Tatum a fraud before this game, saying that he can't step up when it matters. They had the Trump meme, turn off the lights, they're too bright. No lights are too bright for Jayson Tatum. He stepped up and got the job done for Boston to lead them to these Eastern Conference Finals against the Miami Heat. Again, Game 1 is on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You have a Heat team that's going to be hungry for revenge after losing to the C's in 7 games last year. These 2 teams did split the season series. Celtics won the first 2 meetings, the first one being October 21st in Boston, first week of the season. Celtics winning that by 7, then winning by 13 the next month. Then they faced in Boston again in December, Heat winning that one in a close game, and then another close game on January 24th in Miami, Heat winning that by 3. So these 2 teams have not faced each other in about 3 months' time. This is a rematch of last year's Eastern Conference Finals. Jaylen Brown chiming in about the Eastern Conference Finals last year, saying that nothing about last year matters. I don't think Miami is thinking about last year. I think they're coming out and ready to play basketball, if anything, atone for last year. So we've just got to come out with a great, fresh mind and execute. Jaylen Brown talking about this matchup against the Miami Heat. This will be the 6th time that these 2 teams have faced each other in the NBA playoffs. Of course, the Celtics won in 7 games in last year's Eastern Conference Finals in the bubble in 2020. The Heat won in 6 games. That was a valuable experience for that Celtics team. That made them a lot better, that series against Miami. That was the first meeting in 8 years. Of course, LeBron, you face him in 2012. Heat won that series in 7. 2011 in the semis, the Heat won it in 5. And then in the first round, 2010, the Celtics won it in 5 games. Now the question is, who is Boston going to start in this series against Miami? Because they kind of mixed it up in the last 2 games against Philly. Here's who they started in the first 5 games. And this is really the starting 5 that was consistent throughout the regular season as well. Marcus Smart, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, and Al Horford. But here is who they started in the last 2 games, which, of course, they won both of those games to win the series. Smart, Brown, Tatum, Horford, and Williams. Personally, for me, this is my favorite starting 5, but against Miami, maybe they'll go back to Derek White being in this starting rotation instead of Robert Williams III. Now, should Robert Williams III start? Type Y for yes or type in for no down in the comments section. I'm going to say yes. Robert Williams brings a much-needed energy to the floor on both ends. You saw in the first quarter yesterday, he had that dunk in transition. I really like what Robert Williams brings to this team on both ends. I love Derek White as well. I just like him a little bit better off the bench. Jayson Tatum, what a game he had yesterday. Be sure to go pick up your Jayson Tatum shirt right now. Chatsports.com/Tatum. Go and support number 0 by getting his shirt right now. And it's only on sale for the rest of the day, so go and take advantage. Chatsports.com/Tatum. That shirt is under $30 at the moment. Speaking of Jayson Tatum, my number 1 key to victory here in this series is to keep Tatum going. He's had arguably the best 5-quarter stretch that we have ever seen. 67 points dating back to the 4th quarter of Game 6, 15 rebounds, 10 of 15 from three-point range, plus 44 on the plus-minus. That is just wild, the numbers that we have seen from Jayson Tatum. If he keeps it up, there's no way that the Celtics lose this series. Number 2 is to slow down Jimmy Butler. He has been phenomenal in these playoffs, 31.1 points per game. He's shooting over 52% from the floor, 6.6 rebounds per game, 5.4 assists per game here for Jimmy Butler in these playoffs. He has been lethal, and he has really put the Miami Heat on his back on this playoff run. Number 3 is to win the bench battle. The bench production, I think, is going to be really big for the Celtics. I look at a guy like Malcolm Brogdon. If he can be an X factor, if he can be a difference maker along with maybe Grant Williams and some other guys coming off the bench, I think that could be one of the many keys here for the Celtics if they want to win this series. Number 4 is defense. The Celtics defense was stellar in the last 2 games, allowing just 86 and 88 points in the last 2 games in that series against Philadelphia. If they can keep up the defense, and again, Robert Williams starting, I think, is going to help that. Then the Celtics certainly have an advantage here. Number 5 is take care of business at home. Literally, if you do that, you win the series. If you can win the first 2 games in Boston, go to Miami up 2-0, I'm feeling pretty good about the Celtics winning this series in 5 games or less. What is the biggest key to the Celtics winning this series against the Miami Heat? Go down in the comments section and chime in.